We are live here on the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic. And tonight we are going to be doing our WWE No Way Out 2007 review. And tonight I'm also joined by my co-host, Casey. How are you tonight?
You're my co-host, and somebody else, doesn't know how to watch No Way Out. Because we said, first of all, we said we're gonna do this Thursday, so that worked out really well. And then another member of our podcast did not watch it. And he's not even here right now. He's here, but he's not here. We have him, hidden. Oh, there he is. There he is. You can't see him. I can see him. I can give him the stare of shame. But anyway, I'm good.
Okay, so let's get started with this review. So first, we're going to be talking about is a six-man tag team match. We had Chris Benoit, which he was the United States champion at this time, and he was tagging up with the Hardy Boys versus MVP and Eminem with Melina. Boy, man, I could not get my eyes off Melina during this match. I mean, it's pretty much all I have to say about this match. No, I actually have some more stuff to say about this match. So, this was kind of like a small build-up to, WrestleMania 23 because at Mania we will get, Chris Benoit versus MVP for the United States Championship. So I like that they were also building up towards that match there. And I heard about some reviews of this before. This was supposed to be a tag team, like a ladder match, tag team match between the Hardy Boys versus Eminem, which I don't really know why they changed it to a six-man tag team match. I mean, maybe because because they're going to be having the Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania 23. Maybe that's why they changed this. I don't really know why they threw Chris Benoit and MVP into this match, but I really enjoyed it. All the stuff breaking down. Pretty much what a normal six-man tag team match will turn out to be. But yeah, it's a fun match, and the winners of the match and Chris Benoit, and I kind of Eminem the victory here. The reason why is because they just got dominated during this whole rivalry with the Hardy Boys. I mean, they got beat at December to Dismember. They also got beat at Raws and other shows, and I think they got beat at the Rumble also. I mean, they just got beat at pretty much every pay-per-view. So yeah, I kind of wish the Eminem kind of would and MVP would have got the win here, but Casey.
But they didn't, because they're not good enough. They are not good enough to beat the Hardy Boys and Chris Benoit. Can you even? That's a team that you can barely even comprehend because it's so amazing. The Hardy Boys and Chris Benoit. It's almost mythical. But I like this match. I like the teams. You wouldn't really think of. I don't even think back then we really thought of the Hardys and Chris Benoit being a good team together, but they worked really well together. I liked Eminem and MVP. Their characters kind of worked well together in this match and storyline and everything like that. It was just a really good opening six-man tag team match, and I liked the build-up to the U.S. title match that they had, I believe, at Mania. It was just a good storylines between these teams that really worked out.
And the next match you're going to be talking about is the Cruiserweight Open, which, the match which people had in this match were Sky Duhati versus Davari versus Gregory Helms versus Funaki versus Shannon Moore versus Jimmy Wang versus Jamie Noble, in which there was a prize in this match, which I'll tell you that once we get later on to this. But this match was kind of known for the No Way Out pay-per-views, like every No Way Out pretty much had this. I mean, I think 04 had this, 05, 06, and now 07 had this. So this match is pretty much known for on the No Way Out shows. And this match was kind of a little more funner than the last Cruiserweight Opens, in my opinion. You know, you had some unpredictability in this match with Gregory Helms losing the title because, like, he was, you know, he lost it after holding it for a year reign because I think he won it back at the Rumble in 2006. Yeah, he did win it at the Rumble in 06. So I think that was kind of interesting how they made him lose here. They made him to lose to Jimmy Wang Yang. Yeah, Jimmy Wang. You know, because during the match, Gregory Helms was just on a roll. Like, he was beating a whole bunch of people. I think he beat, like, Funaki, Shannon Moore, and I can't remember who else he beat during the match. My mind's kind of going blank during that. But, you know, this was a, you know, pretty fun match. Pretty much one of your normal, you know, Cruiserweight Opens. But at the end of the match, you know, like I said, Jimmy Wang Yang won the match. But then we had Chavo Guerrero come out, and he, you know, was a surprise entrant during this match. And he would end up winning the Cruiserweight Championship, which I didn't. Chavo Guerrero won this match. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Chavo Guerrero. I mean, he's good in the ring, but he's not a guy who pops out to me. Like, I liked his stuff he did with Rey Mysterio back in like 2004 and stuff like that, but I just didn't really like this stuff here. I mean, it was what it was, you know, with Chavo Guerrero getting the win here. I mean, and he didn't really do much with the title either. Like, I don't know really what the point is putting on Chavo Guerrero, but yeah, I mean, it was a good match though. Casey.
Yeah. This was a good match. It was, you know, it was fun for me seeing Helms and Moore kind of facing each other, just with their history in WCW and everything. So that was kind of cool. I was excited when Jimmy Wang Yang won. I was like, yeah, Jimmy, yeah. And then Chavo came out and ruined my life again, because Chavo likes to come out and ruin my life. He just can't stay out of, you know, a match. He can't do it. And he ruined Justin, he ruined my life. Why don't you understand that I wanted Jimmy Wang Yang to win this?
I mean, I wanted him to have the title also, but you know what? WWE just had to ruin your life. They just had to do that.
I'm still holding it against him to this day. To this day. Almost 10 years later. To this day.
But your memory's starting to go away because it's old.
Shut up.
Oh, man.
You too.
Was that all you had to say about that match?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. And then the next match we're going to be talking about is the tag team match. We had Finley and the Little Bastard, which is Hornswoggle, versus Boogeyman and Little Boogeyman. This was a stupid but fun match. And the winners of the match were Finley and the Little Bastard. That's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, it was funny, but there's not much else I have to say about this match.
I didn't even write this down as a tag team match because it wasn't a tag team match. It was Finley versus Boogeyman with Little Bastard and Little Boogeyman. It was a fun match. I liked the storyline. I liked, you know, Little Bastard, aka Hornswoggle, being terrified of Boogeyman and Little Boogeyman. It was fun, you know. Back before we really got to know Hornswoggle, and you know, where is he now? Where's Hornswoggle? Where is he?
Under the ring.
Chilling with little Jimmy somewhere.
Okay, the next match we're going to be talking about is Kane versus Booker T. Now, this kind of began back at the Rumble. Yeah, you had to say something.
No. This is for DJ. You got to say it right. You got to say Kane versus
King Booker!
Booker!
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I got that wrong there. It was King Booker.
And if he watched the show, he would have been
Versus
able to do it on the review. But, you know, some people don't watch the show.
So, like I said, this began back at the Rumble when Kane eliminated Booker T during the match, and Booker T was going, "I'm going to become, I'm going to go on the headline WrestleMania, win the world title Mania," but he didn't do that. Like I said, Kane eliminated him, and then he got back in the match and took out Kane and eliminated him from the Rumble. So that's how this match pretty much got set up. I mean, a match, but there's nothing really too exciting that really popped out me. This, yeah, there's not really any Kane match that really makes me go like, oh man, I need to watch that again. Like this match was, like I said, a solid match, but like I said, nothing really happened. And we would get Kane versus Kali at Mania, and then I think King Booker will go on the face. Well, no, will go on to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania. So, yeah, but like I said, solid match, but nothing really happened in this match. And Casey's giving me weird stare.
Did you say that there's no Kane match that you just have to watch? This man is the big red machine. He is the monster Kane. He's the Undertaker's brother. Not really though, but all of his matches are must watch. You just get $9.99 a month pays just for that. It's if it was all just Kane matches, it would be worth it. But anyway, this one wasn't that good. I don't know. I feel like WWE uses this storyline way too much after like Royal Rumbles, where you eliminated me and caused me to lose blah 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 and not win the Royal Rumble, so I'm gonna have a feud with you now. I feel like they do that too much, and it just didn't work in this one. I don't think. I mean, I like Booker and I like Kane, but together I just don't think they had the right chemistry in this feud. There was just something that wasn't really entertaining about it. And, if DJ watched it, he probably would have been like, King Booker is man. I don't know.
he's on his boy list or something like that. Moving on. Next match we're going to be talking about is the WWE Tag Team Championship match. Paul London and Brian Kendrick were defending the WWE Tag Team Championships against Deuce. Now this was a nice match, but like I said, for a lot of these matches, nothing really to during a lot of these matches. Now, Deuce and Domino, they will, win the belts, like, I think, in April, like, after Mania. And I think this, like, their run was so much better than Paul London and Brian Kendrick's run, and just in my opinion, like, it was just so much better than the matches that they were putting on. That's just in my opinion there. But, like I said, this was an alright match, but still your tag team champions, Paul London and Brian Kendrick. So, yeah.
Your opinion is what I like to call wrong. It's just wrong. It's wrong. Kind of like DJ's choice to follow Bullfit is wrong. It's wrong. I like this tag team match. I loved Paul London and Brian Kendrick. I thought they were a great tag team. I loved Deuce and Domino. I liked their kind of 50s theme gimmick. I always thought it was something kind of unique that they had. This was a pretty good match too. I thought it was competitive. It wasn't anything really to get excited about. I think a lot of people don't necessarily remember Deuce and Domino. more people would remember Paul London and Brian Kendrick tagging together than would remember Deuce and Domino, I feel like. But they were both really good teams, and I feel like they worked really well together in this tag team match. And you know, Paul London and Brian Kendrick, the better team, retain the titles. And Justin is just mad. He's just mad because he wanted to be tag team partners with Deuce and Domino. He wanted to be the third member. He did, and I get it. I get it. You wanted to have the cool hair and the jeans and everything. I get it. I get it. But don't take it out on Kendrick and London. Don't do that. Just because Kendrick could not fix Eva Marie, just because he couldn't do it, that's not his fault. That is not his fault. You can't fix stupid. You can't. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, next match we're going to be talking about is the ECW Championship match with Bobby Lashley versus Mr. Kennedy, which this match was poop. I hated this match. I did not like this match at all. These guys have zero chemistry whatsoever. I mean, obviously, they were getting ready for, Lashley versus Umaga at WrestleMania, which, would represent, Donald Trump, which, Donald Trump, he could be becoming our next president, which we're not going to be talking about politics. I don't really like talking about politics on here, so, yeah, we're not going to be talking about that. Just let that sink in, though, for a minute. But, yeah, the crowd was not into this match. They were saying, they were just... The crowd was on both of them. They didn't like it. And, the match ended up in a DQ. I mean, it was, they pretty much were trying to protect Mr. Kennedy during this match. And I think, Bobby Lashley, he kept, just beating him up in the corner, and that's how it pretty much became a disqualification. And, I understand protect both guys, but why do the match in the first place if you're going to end it up in a DQ? Because I don't really like DQ finishes on pay-per-views. I never really liked that my whole life. But Mr. Kennedy, at Mania he would go on to pretty much win the Money in the Bank, and I just think they should. And this match kind of was a little too long in my opinion, but yeah, it was not good. It was just not good.
You know what? I think this was a pretty good TNA preview match. I really thought this was a good TNA preview match. It showed you the future of TNA. It really did. You got Lashley and you got Mr. Anderson, Kennedy. Yeah, it's just I don't necessarily think this was a bad match because they don't have good chemistry. WWE didn't give a shit about ECW. They just, when they, bought WCW out and ECW out, they wanted to, use it as much as they could until they killed it. And that's basically what they did with the ECW brand. They didn't give a shit about it. If they did, they could have made this match really good. And they just didn't care. There was a few good things that came out of, and he's gone, that came out of ECW. CM Punk debuted in ECW, and he, blew up. But for the most part, they put guys on there that they didn't trust, that they didn't, think were going to go anywhere. And they either disappeared or, went to TNA. And both of these guys went to TNA. So it was unfortunate because I feel like this could have been a really good match, but they just didn't book it right, and they didn't, again, care about the ECW brand that they had.
I definitely agree with that there. And we didn't watch the show, so he can't say anything.
Good thoughts, TJ. I like your input. Really? That's interesting.
That's funny. And also one point I have to add. This was like the first tri-branded pay-per-view, like not being like one of the main 4 shows. which that's something I have to point out there, but that's pretty much all. But the next match we're going to be talking about is the main event, which was a tag match with Johnson and Shawn Michaels versus Batista and The Undertaker. Give me 1 second. I want to talk about this match. Here, Casey?
Why you always... No, I'm going to wait till he comes back, because he is skipping over the freaking Divas again. This man is sexist, and he hates women. That is why he be trying to skip over the Divas, and I'm not going to let him. So we going to wait until he gets back, and we're going to call him out being sexist. That is just, right, DJ? Yeah, that's right. I love that DJ can't reply right now, because I could tell him that, Bull Dempsey sucks, and that's why he got fired. I mean, even though he was on NXT this week, and I was like, no, why? Well, why? Have fun. Oh, I will have fun. I will have fun. I'll have all kind of fun. So much fun. Fun. Oh, so much fun. Justin, hurry up. This is why nobody watches these, because you walk away, and it's weird. Come back. I can't even, pause the broadcast and, have, a commercial, because you're... Damn it. Justin, get back here. Justin. We need, hold music or something, I think. I think that's what we need. DJ, give us some hold music. Sing. Okay, no.
Okay, I'm back.
No. You are not skipping over the Divas, you sexist pig. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the Divas Invitational, because you are sexist. First
the Divas
of all,
Search?
Shut. No, it wasn't the Diva Search. If you watched the show, you would have known this was the Divas Invitational, but you didn't watch it. Anyway, we had ECW's Extreme Expose, which Kelly and Brooke, basically, Kelly and Brooke Tetzmacher did. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I mean, and then Jillian was there too, and she made my ears bleed a little bit. But Kelly and Brooke, can you comprehend that? Justin, do you understand the beauty and the hotness and whatever? You don't even care because you're sexist. No, it's cool. But move on to the next match because you wanted to skip over the Divas. Beautiful, beautiful creatures, the Divas, Brooke and Kelly.
Okay, so the next match we're going to be talking about is the main event, which was the tag team match with Johnson and Shawn Michaels versus Batista and The Undertaker, which, in my opinion, this match saved the show. And the storyline behind this match was, pretty much, Shawn Michaels and Cena, they were getting ready to face off at Mania for the WWE Championship, and while Batista and Taker were about to face off for the World Heavyweight Championship on the SmackDown side of things. And, this was a very good match. Both guys, all four of these guys are faces, like I said, great match. And this kind of, showed what the future was going to be like with matches, in the future. Of course, we're going to be getting Shawn Michaels versus John Cena. And, of course, we're going to be getting Batista versus Undertaker. And, later on in the future, we'll get John Cena versus Batista in 2010. And, of course, we'll get Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 25 and 26, which in my opinion, Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker from WrestleMania 25 is one of my favorite WrestleMania matches. That's one of the best WrestleMania matches ever, in my opinion. But, like I said, really good match, really good storytelling between all four guys. It was cool to see, Batista lay out The Undertaker, and the crowd didn't really like when they did that, like when he spine-busted Taker, which that would let Cena and Michaels pick up the win. And like I said, really good match, fun match. Like I said, this match saved the show, in my opinion. Casey.
Kelly and Brooke saved this show with their beauty, their elegance, their dare I say, angelic nature. Saved it. But anyway, we got Shawn Michaels and Fruity Pebbles versus the Animal and the Dead Man. I wouldn't say this match saved the show, but it was a pretty good match. Again, this is something that WWE does a lot, or used to do a lot. They haven't done it necessarily as much recently, but where, you know, opponents at either WrestleMania or a pay-per-view coming up, they'll put them in a tag team match, so they're forced to, you know, team up together. I mean, in a match like this, it makes for a good match. Most of the time, it's just dumb. But I don't know. I felt like, you know, it was like Team Super Face versus not so face. Because I feel like Batista and Undertaker, you know, were more so heels. They weren't heels at the time, but they're more towards heel characters than Shawn Michaels and John Cena at the time. You know, they were, you know, really big faces. Obviously John Cena, because John Cena can't do a heel turn ever, you know. But it was a good match. The Mania matches were a lot better, obviously. But this was a good build-up for it. You know, it got you excited. You know, there was obviously a breakdown between the teams during the match, and then the spine buster and everything like that. So it just built up good heat for the WrestleMania matches, which is what it was supposed to do. And Kelly.
And also at this time, you know, like I said, John Cena and Shawn Michaels, they were tag team champions at this time. And also, I think they would get beat on a Raw to lose those titles before Mania, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember who they got beat by, though. I don't remember who it was. Though.
DJ.
Like I said, it was you and DJ. I forgot about that. I'm getting old also. But yeah, that was the end of our WWE No Way Out 2007 review. And if I had to pick a match to go back and watch, it would have to be the main event, in my opinion. But Casey, what match would you pick?
If I had to have DJ go back and watch a match, because he didn't even watch the show, if there was one match that I would say, DJ, go back and watch the show. I mean, he doesn't even have to watch the show because we already did this review, so he can just go on to 2008. You know, he doesn't have to do this, but I would tell him to go watch the Divas Invitational or probably the Cruiserweight match, you know, or the six-man tag. Either one of those two is pretty good, you know, because Cruiserweight title is so much better than the light heavyweight title ever was. And you have Chris Benoit and the Hardy Boys. I mean, come on.
So yeah, and also, you know, don't forget to, you know, follow the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast on Twitter and subscribe to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. You know, it's the only podcast that's always an Instant Classic. And, you know, don't forget to, you know, follow me on Twitter, and also don't forget to subscribe for more videos. And some videos we got coming up soon is the 2008 No Way Out, 2009, and 2012, and I guess we will catch you guys in the next video. So, peace out.